Gonna buy it because it's our thing. We are going to need it all the time. Yeah, that Pottinger one, which looked to be cheaper, that's basically cheaper if you just have it as a forage cart that you either use to collect chaff with a forage harvester or move chaff around. But we do need one with a pickup right this minute, just so that we can get all the job done with the fewest pieces of equipment. And we do know at least this tractor can haul up hills at 6 miles an hour. Indeed. Okay. So hills on this map are quite severe. We're going to have to pay attention to that. Oh. Try not to run the people over. There aren't little orange flashing lights by the pedestrian crossings. Meh. There also aren't any road signs that I can see. You know, things like there's a turn coming up, or a yield give way sign, or stuff like that. That's fine. It's just notice things, because obviously Maypole did have street signs, which sometimes are helpful when you're playing, because you can you get to recognise the street signs and when to turn and when not to turn. But this map has no street signs, so we're going to have to pay very good attention to what we're doing. Do I want the vehicle thing at the bottom? Yes. Yes. I think the vehicle inspector's fine where it is. I think at the moment all of the stuff that is appearing around the UI is appearing in the right place for me, so I'm good with that. And I did take silage bunkers that you can drive through, so I can drive through them. Kind of puts us back to what we had on Lawfolds, although we only had the one at the farm. We did have another 5 at the BGA that we could use because you didn't have to own the BGA back on Farm Sim 17. Okay, let's get this thing running. Yeah, no, not that one. So I did find this has a very good pickup width. If you add the silage tank to it, it does limit what it can pick up. You can only pick up about 95% of its capacity, because then you exceed the truck weight. I think for right now we seem to be doing. Obviously, this is actually going to fill up a lot faster than my last test with this. And that's because the rows are bigger. because I was only using a 2-vane windrower to test this map out. And we are full. See, 87%. That's all we can fit in there. Now that might be a function of we have conditioned grass here, and conditioned grass is heavier than fresh grass. So these are good big silage bunkers. Oh, huge silage bunkers. This is going to take quite a lot to fill these. There we go. Didn't even make it to the end. Ooh. Let's try not to lose control. Okay. So I think for this might be a little bit tricky, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run up here, pick up a ton of conditioned grass, then go and get that fresh grass by the entrance, and then pick up more conditioned grass if I have capacity for. I should have. We'll see. Okay, that's not picking up. Okay, so fresh grass is a problem. There are no sell points for fresh grass on this map. I could put it in the silo. I wonder if I can. So one of the things I'm thinking here is, well, we do have the second silo. I could pick up the fresh grass, see if I can put it in the conditioned grass silo, because I don't think that remains conditioned grass. I think it turns into chaff. I guess we'll get out, have a look. But I might be able to put the fresh grass in there and it'll just convert into chaff, and then we can do the rest of the field. Let us see. Fill level, silage grass, there you go. Oops, that's not a thing, that's a thing. And of course the other advantage with a drive-through silo is we can be compacting as we go, because every time I come back down here after the first 2 or 3 rows, I'm just going to be dumping grass on top of what's already been dumped, which means we're going to have about 4 axles running down the length of the silage bunker, providing us with a little bit of compaction every time we do it. And that is a good thing, because it means I have to do less of it at the end of the job. Now again, I'm using the Better Contracts mod, and I did see that also got an update this week, which I think allows you to use the GoVeal stationary things, stationary balers, to do work. So to create silage and stuff like that immediately. So having one of those for contracts could be an option, where we go around the field, we use a loading wagon to pick the grass up, we drop the grass in the GoVeal and let it create silage bales. I may test that sometime, not right now. Ooh, let's get this thing up. This has definitely got a very nice working width though, so just hope I've got 30,000 before I hit the end. And being done. Didn't get quite all of it, but that's fine. So hopefully before the end of this year we'll have cut this field twice. I am not planning on any fancy... I'm not planning on liming it or fertilising it for right away. But I think towards the end of the year we are going to want to consider having that done, because if we don't, our environmental score will get trashed. But I'm not planning to play the environmental score game. The environmental score will be what it will be based on what we do, but we're not going to be fixing the system so that we're always spraying herbicide and running crop sensors, and we have to not cultivate any fields, and we have to do all the other things. It's going to be, if the field needs ploughed, we plough the field, and if it affects the environmental score, that's what it does. Okay, I think... Oh, and I missed a policeman. I think I may do... Oh, okay then. Sheriff followed by a minivan. Yeah, I might run across the ends of the rows here. Then next time we're up the top end of the field, we'll do the same thing. Though that said, I'm not sure I'm going to pick up much of the end of this area. So this is the sort of job where you do want the front weight. Because as you're picking stuff up, the weight on the hitch is getting heavier and heavier over time. What you do, steering a tractor is kind of useful, or controlling the steering on a tractor is kind of useful. So I'm gonna leave this. I'm going to try not to mess with any of the hedges for now. This is the updated version of Glenleathann, which was dropped on Thursday on the Giants Mod Hub. I'm going to leave it to see if there is any more updates while we just concentrate on building some operating funds to get us going. Eventually we're going to get to the point where the farm is growing, and at that point I am going to want to start possibly removing some awkwardly placed hedges that I find are not where I want them to be. So maybe some of these hedges around this grass plot, I might remove them. Especially if we start looking at putting cow sheds, cow barns in the way. We'll place the cow barn with its attendant fencing and just remove the hedges. And when we get around to doing that, I don't want what happened on Maypole, where some of the hedges reappear and hedges on other parts of the map disappear. So we'll delay removing hedges for as long as possible, is basically what I'm saying there. So that's 4 wagon loads. We're not doing too badly right now, I would say. Actually, we are missing a couple of bits, but I think once we've done this I can start working my way back towards the other end at this end row. Actually not a lot of grass along that headland. As I was saying, I think my plan is to have 2 tractors about this big. So 200 to 250 horsepower, which will do the most of the work we need to get done around the farm. This one will be predominantly our grass cutting tractor because it has the reverse drive, and we have the reverse drive on the mower. Yeah, we need the reverse drive for the mower. Those are kind of big clamps, yes. Hi, Cavalier Roy. I believe I got them from the silo expansion pack. They are quite big, but I think I tried using the Maize Plus ones and they were just way too small. Where are they? So, concrete bunker set, yeah. I tried using this one, and you can get about 90,000 litres in it before it's full, and this field has a little bit more than 90,000 litres. And because of the problems that currently exist with bales, I'm kind of disinclined to use bales too much at the moment. But it looks like the advantage with doing it this way, we are at 27% compacted. So we are at least keeping going, keeping it all good. Apart from that, liking the map. I think the collisions on the hedges are probably going to improve workers doing worker stuff. I did have a lot of problems on Maypole because the hedges didn't have collisions, but the posts did, and the worker wouldn't see the post and would drive the tractor between 2 posts and then get whatever it was hauling behind it stuck on the post, which meant I was constantly managing in-game workers. I since switched to course play. Obviously I've loaded course play here, but I've only got 1 tractor, so I'm not using Courseplay right now. Because otherwise I'd just be sitting here watching tractors go up and down and talking. Which may be a good thing, because it means I won't get wrapped around a hedge or tree or something. But we're starting over here close to the BGA. Because I figured this was a good looking, it seemed like a good yard to start on, so that's what I did. Yes, I'm just going to fill this off, and we are good. And I also bought the maize field, so we'll be foraging that when it's ready. For all I know, it's ready now, but don't have the money for a forager quite yet. And I'm also liking the fact that there are no yards on Farm Manager and Start From Scratch. Well, oh, I'm stuck. Should I say there are yards, but there are no buildings in the yards, which is actually a fairly good thing. Because I can do what I want with it. So yay. Alrighty. Drive fast so that you don't put too steep a hump on it. So we're now up to 31% compacted. This is nice. Drove a little bit too fast through there. I could drive back through the thing the other way. But we'll see about that. I think for right now I want to get this job done, and as I said, might look at some contracts, but I might do them after the stream just so that we have a little bit of money. I may not collect on them so that next stream there's evidence that yes, I did the contract, and yes, this is what I got paid. Should get that patch in the corner as well, but I kind of forgot, so not to worry. This is a little, I think, the problem with forage wagons is they are a little bit small when you compare them to what a baler and bale trailer can haul. They're very limited in their overall capacity. Yeah, I'm going to get that bit because OCD Farmer tells me to. I also need to get a hay loft for the farm, because as I said, we're probably going to be concentrating on loose materials and not on bales initially. Yes, I have had a discussion with Oxygen David, came on one of the Discord channels I'm on, and he said typically he doesn't put collisions on the hedges because it adds to the processing load when you're playing. Now obviously if you've got a powerful PC, the processing load isn't quite so serious. But that's why he doesn't have collisions on his hedges anymore. I remember fairly early on he did add collisions to his hedges to stop the bales running away, or at least collisions for bales, should I say. But I think he found, issues with processing performance when he did that. Oh, come on, do not get stuck. Please, thank you. Well, that's a little bit of a problem. I think the problem I now have is that trailer is too close to the wall. Okay, everybody close your eyes while I nudge things over. It's kind of the problem with trailers with steering axles on them. They tend to the back end will swing out, and then they tend to get stuck on things. But I'm going to drive through this at a reasonable rate of knots. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And we get a little bit more compaction, and yay. And the side, the stuff is coming out the end of the bunker because I tipped it too close. But yeah, at the moment we only have the two fields, but I think that's good enough. Obviously they are quite expensive, so affording fields is going to take it a while, I think, for the most part. I think I'm a little, I'm quietly hopeful that this start will work out. I probably wasted money buying 2 clamps right now, but no. Yes, and that's true. Yes, his maps are incredibly detailed. So I know that there is a YouTube video where someone has gone to where Court Farms is and actually done a side-by-side comparison. I haven't watched it, but I do remember seeing was it Calmsden? Someone posted photos of the area around Calmsden, and it's a very good representation. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but limitations of computer games, it's a very good representation. So not bad. And 44 Ranger, good morning. Welcome to Scotland again. Obviously, it's been